I fell for my stepbrother at a family wedding. Now our parents are renewing their vows and we have to decide, burn it all down or let each other go. Throw away for obvious reasons. I've been sitting on this for a year, and the clock is ticking. The invites for my parents' vow renewal went out last week. Gold foil, fancy script, the whole thing. After 25 years, we're saying I do all over again. Cute, right? Except the son my mom brought into the marriage, my stepbrother, Liam, is the man I've been secretly dating for the past 12 months. And I have no idea what we're going to do. Let me back up. My mom married Liam's dad when I was 15 and he was 16. We were awkward, angsty teenagers who'd been forced into the same house for 2 weeks every summer and alternating holidays. We did the classic step-sibling thing, ignored each other, stole each other's snacks, fought over the TV remote. There was never anything romantic. He was just the tall, quiet boy who happened to live in my guest room half the time. We grew up, went to different colleges, built separate lives. I'd see him at Thanksgiving or Christmas, and we'd exchange polite nods. Sometimes we'd end up on the same couch watching football, making sarcastic comments under our breath. That was the extent of it. Then came my cousin Elena's wedding last April. It was one of those over-the-top vineyard weddings where everyone gets drunk on free wine and pretends they're in a romance novel. I'd just gotten out of a 3-year relationship that left me feeling like a deflated balloon. I was not looking for anything. I was wearing a forest green bridesmaid dress that made me feel like a houseplant. And I'd already cried in the bathroom twice because my ex had texted me a picture of his new girlfriend. I was standing by the bar, contemplating a 4th glass of Cabernet, when Liam appeared next to me. He looked different. He'd filled out. The lanky, scowling teenager had become a man with broad shoulders and this quiet, steady presence. He was wearing a navy suit that actually fit him, and he'd let his beard grow in a little. I remember thinking, when did that happen? You look like you're about to commit a crime, he said, nodding at my wine glass. I'm considering it. He didn't laugh. He just looked at me for a long moment. The kind of look that feels like a hand on your chest. Then he said, "Your ex is an idiot." I almost choked. How do you know about my ex? Mom talks. He shrugged. Also, you've been checking your phone every 3 minutes and making that face you make when you're sad but pretending you're not. I didn't know he paid enough attention to know what face I made. Something shifted that night. We ended up sitting on a bench behind the reception tent, watching the fairy lights flicker in the trees. He told me about his failed startup, the one he'd poured his savings into. I told him about my ex, the one who'd poured my self-esteem down the drain. We talked until the band packed up and the caterers started folding chairs. When we finally stood to go, he reached out and tucked a strand of hair behind my ear. His fingers lingered on my jaw for just a second. I don't know which one of us moved first, but we kissed, and it was the kind of kiss that rewires your brain, the kind that makes you forget why it's a bad idea until about 5 seconds after it's over. We pulled apart, both breathing hard, and the reality crashed down. We can't, I whispered. I know, he said. But we did. For the next year, we conducted the most meticulous, paranoid, high-stakes relationship of our lives. We lived 2 hours apart, which made it easier to hide. We used burner texting apps. We met in hotel rooms in neutral cities. We'd invent elaborate excuses for why we couldn't make family gatherings, or if we both had to show up. We'd perfected the art of looking vaguely annoyed with each other while secretly texting under the table. It sounds exhausting, and it is, but it's also been the most alive I've ever felt. Liam knows me in a way no one else does. He's seen me at my worst, sweatpants, mascara streaks, arguing with my mom over the phone, and he still looks at me like I'm the only person in the room. We finish each other's sentences. We have the same stupid sense of humor. When we're together, the rest of the world fades out. Last month, he looked at me in the gray light of a hotel room and said, "I think I'm in love with you." I said it back without hesitating, because I am. I'm in love with my stepbrother, and it's the most terrifying thing I've ever felt. Now our parents are renewing their vows. My mom and his dad, our parents, have been married for 25 years. They're the picture of blended family success. They're doing this big ceremony to celebrate their silver anniversary. and they want all the kids there. Me, Liam, and our 2 younger half-siblings who were born after the marriage. The ceremony is in 6 weeks, and Liam and I have to decide, do we tell them, or do we end this? I've run the scenarios 1,000 times. Option A, we tell them. I imagine sitting my mom down. Hey, Mom, remember how you always said you just wanted me to be happy? Well, I'm happy, with your husband's son. Yes, the one I grew up calling my brother. No, not biologically, but try explaining that to Aunt Carol, who still calls us the kids. My mom is a romantic, but she's also deeply invested in the narrative of our perfect family. She'd see this as a betrayal, a perversion of the safe, loving home she built. My stepdad is more easygoing, but I've seen the way he looks at Liam, with this quiet pride. I'd be taking his son and turning him into a scandal. Then there's the extended family. My grandmother would probably have a heart attack. My cousins would whisper. Our younger half-siblings, who are 14 and 12, would have to navigate. My brother is dating my sister in middle school. It's not just our parents we blow up. It's the whole foundation of the family. Option B, we end it. I've tried. Twice. The first time, I sent a text saying we needed to cool off, and he showed up at my apartment at midnight with coffee and a look that made me forget why I'd hit send. The second time, I actually drove to his place, intending to break up in person like a responsible adult. I sat in his car for 20 minutes, rehearsing the speech. Then he opened the driver's side door and kissed me before I could say a word. We're addicted to each other. Ending it feels like cutting out an organ. I know, in theory, that time heals and all that. But the thought of watching him marry someone else someday, of sitting across from him at Thanksgiving with polite smiles while our spouses chat about real estate and preschools, it makes me want to scream. We have one other option, which is what Liam calls the slow fade. We keep the secret a little longer, then gradually distance ourselves, create plausible reasons to be less available, and let the relationship die of natural causes. That way, we never have to confess, and our parents never have to know. We just become 2 step-siblings who drifted apart as adults. It's the sensible choice, the selfless choice. I hate it. Last week, Liam called me at 2 a.m. He'd been at a bar with his friends, and he was drunk enough to be honest. I don't want to lose you, he said. I don't care if they hate us. I don't care if we have to move to another country. I just want to wake up next to you without checking the door for spies. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to say, let's do it. Let's tell them tomorrow. But I heard my mom's voice in my head. The way she'd sound when she realized her perfect family portrait had a crack running through it. I heard my stepdad's disappointed silence, and I said, let's just get through the vow renewal, then we'll figure it out. He went quiet, then he said, okay, but it wasn't okay. I could hear it in his voice. Now the vow renewal is looming. My mom has been sending group texts with seating arrangements. Family table, obviously. So excited to have all my chicks in one nest. She has no idea that the nest is about to either combust or become a mausoleum for the relationship I didn't know I'd die for. I've been having these vivid, horrible dreams where we're standing at the altar with them, and the officiant says, does anyone object? And I blurt out, I'm sleeping with the best man while Liam's holding my hand. Last night, I got a text from him. It was just a photo of the vow renewal invitation, lying on his kitchen counter, with a single word, thoughts? I haven't replied. I don't know what to say. Part of me wants to send back, let's do it. Let's walk in there together, hold hands in front of the cake, and let the chips fall. Part of me wants to call him and say it's over. I love him, but I can't do this to our parents. Please just let me go. But the biggest part of me, the selfish, desperate part, wants to keep the secret forever, to sneak around until our parents die of old age, to live a double life where we're a couple in private and polite strangers in public. I know that's insane. I know it's unsustainable, but the alternative is losing him, and I'm not sure I'm strong enough for that. So here I am, posting this on a throwaway, hoping that strangers on the internet will tell me what the hell to do, because in 6 weeks, we're going to be standing in front of 100 people, pretending to be nothing more than step-siblings who tolerate each other for the sake of family harmony, and one of us is going to break. Either we'll walk away from each other, or we'll walk into the fire. I just don't know which one is braver. TLDR, been secretly dating my stepbrother for a year after reconnecting at a wedding. Our parents are renewing their vows in 6 weeks, and we have to decide whether to come clean or end it before we destroy the family. Update. The next morning I woke up to 37 notifications and a voicemail from Liam. He said he's coming over tonight. We're deciding this together, in person, like adults. He said, no more hiding behind screens. I'm terrified, but I'm also relieved. Whatever happens, we'll face it with our eyes open. I'll update after we talk. Wish us luck, or burn us in the comments. Either way, thanks for listening.